Now, after finishing that cutscene, the next thing that I'm going to do is go to Meltwork's shop to temper Musashi's katana. I'm pretty sure after this there's only one more time that I'm going to temper Musashi's katana, and I'm also pretty sure that the last magic alloy should be in Wellspring Woods, and then you need the water bug shoes to get it. I also forgot to mention that we're pretty much at the end game. There's only one thing left to do in the main quest, and that's go to Rampart Isle. But before I do that, I'm going to go through a lot of side quests. Well, technically only one side quest, but a lot of extra stuff to do.
Well, even better than you expected? Oh my! Flattery will get you everywhere! I'll wait for you in the Chamber of Rights. Come by at your earliest convenience. Oh, good, you're here. Then, without further ado, let us begin the rite of transfer. Oh, sacred sword of the void, this brave soul from another world vows in the name of the five spirits, of mortals, and of the heavens, to walk with you as long as he lives. No! No! Nothing! Not! Congratulations, Musashi! You've gathered all 5 swords! I am truly and duly impressed.
Alright, to start off, this is the first chapter where you didn't get a cutscene with Gandrake's minions at the end of it. Kinda sad because they have some of the best voice acting in the game. But you'll be seeing them later anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna go to Banon's office to trigger something that allows me to go to Rampart Isle, because then I have to talk to the inventor. And after talking to the inventor, I'm pretty sure he gives you something. He gives you like a jet board, a water board. But even after that, I'm not actually going to go to Rampart Isle. What I'm going to do now is actually get a lot of things appraised. Now, I'm not really going to get much for appraising these things. What you can do with them is sell them to get money, which would have been a good idea when I was low on money. There was one item that I actually appraised that was pretty good though. What that item does is it increases your focus, and it doesn't really it doesn't function like you would think it would. It's not a temporary increase to focus, it actually just increases your base focus for some reason. Sort of like that health stew when Musashi ate it and he gained +5 strength for no reason. Sort of like that. Yeah, what I'm doing here is checking my focus now, because it was around 80 something before and now it's at 127. I will need it to be around 140 to 130, so I can, like after that, all I have to do is use one of the temporary focus increasing items, and I can get the stuff at 150. See, now this is where you get the item that allows you to go to Rampart Isle. He just makes it out of thin air. You don't actually have to pay him for it either, because if he was making anything else in the game, you'd have to pay him. So it's really nice that he's actually one of the characters that's willing to help you on the main quest, compared to a lot of the others who weren't. So the next thing I'm going to do, as you can see, is go to the arena, and I'm pretty sure I can do all the arena fights except one, and the reason I can't do that one arena fight is because I'm too low of a level and I won't be able to complete it. But yeah, most of these arena fights aren't really that hard, and like I said before, I'm not doing all of them, I'm just doing the ones that give me items that you can't get anywhere else. So the one I decided to do first was the fight with the Stara. I remember when I first did this fight, I thought it was actually challenging, but it's not really challenging at all. It's actually one of the easiest arena fights. Part of that is because of inner refuge and her attack patterns. So as you can see, most of her attack patterns are generally pretty predictable, and even the one, like, you should be able to react to stuff and just use inner refuge for the most part. Now if you don't have inner refuge, this fight might actually be challenging for you. But most of the stuff you can block as long as you're just anticipating it. And also what I was talking about before with inner refuge, if you see Musashi's MP, I've used inner refuge a lot and it's pretty much never gone down. It was one of the reasons I was increasing focus the whole game, just for inner refuge for the later boss fights. I mean, there's a lot of stuff where you use MP to pretty much just cheese your way out of boss fights and not really have to fight them. Now in this arena fight, the reason I'm using 360 instead of Maelstrom straight off is I want to wait to use Maelstrom until I think I've damaged them enough to where Maelstrom will actually kill them, because Maelstrom pushes them pretty far away. And the problem with pushing them really far away is that I have to wait a long time for them to get back within range to kill them with Maelstrom. If you don't have Mycella's ring to use Maelstrom during these arena fights, I don't really have too much advice for you aside from just spamming 360. Like, Maelstrom is just a better version of 360. Also, I forgot to mention that I cut out some parts during this. And what I did during those parts was level up. That level up, like the level ups that I went through are going to help a lot. And there's also some other parts that I'm going to cut out where I was leveling up. And just some parts where I was traveling to areas. But I'm going to show you what I traveled to those areas to actually get. I'm just going to cut out the parts where I actually traveled to them. They're all previous areas, so it's nothing really new. Just be careful when using the Sword of Wind's power, because it doesn't really have much invincibility compared to pretty much everything else in the game. It has its uses though, but even then there's not really that many of them. Also, if you're having any troubles during these arena fights, just do what I did and level up. I mean, you could bring more items as well, but the main thing you should just worry about is leveling up to make sure you're a good enough level.